Hello fellow cinephiles, Film Guru here. So I'm going to continue on reviewing the films from the list of movies I haven't seen yet. So today I'm reviewing The Last Picture Show. This was directed by Peter Bogdanovich and stars Jeff Bridges, Timothy Bottoms, Ellen Burstyn, Ben Johnson, Cloris Leachman and Sybil Shepherd. And this is really a coming of age story. It was made in 1971. And it's set in the 1950s. It's set in a small Texas town, the type of town that everybody knows everybody and everybody knows each other's business. It really looks at three main teenagers as they they're in their senior year of high school, and it's about them sort of leaving high school behind and becoming an adult, and how difficult that is in changing world and trying to find their place within the world. It really looks at Sonny, played by Timothy Bottoms, Dwayne, played by Jeff Bridges, and Joycey, played by Sybil Shepherd. It's ultimately them trying to experience things. They're stuck in this small town and they look at fun in different ways, and sometimes it's at the expense of somebody else. But they're sort of a bit lost in this town. They don't know what to do or where to go or who they're going to be or what they want to do in life, because it's early in their lives and they don't know which direction they're headed. It looks at how they try and make the best of the situation they find themselves in, finding out particular things and learning who they are as people. There's a character called Sam the Lionheart, and this is played by Ben Johnson, and he's really great in this film. He's like the heart and soul of this film, and the heart and soul of the town. He's sort of the unofficial mayor of the town. He owns three businesses: the cinema, a diner, and a pool hall, and the pool hall is where he spends most of his time. Sonny works for him, and they have a really great relationship. He tries to offer a great experience that he has to the teenagers and the people of the town, and help them trying to navigate through the situations they find themselves in. He's a real cemented character within the story, and he helps a lot of the characters throughout the film. I found this an interesting film. I found myself sort of connected to it in a way. I grew up in a smallish sort of town, and I understand what it's like growing up in a town like that and not having much to do and not knowing what you want to do with your life, and having this real strong need to escape from the place that you live, and others who don't escape, who stay there for the rest of their lives. I think Peter Bogdanovich is a really solid director. He wrote and directed this film, and I think he does a really solid job with the material he's given. Each actor did a brilliant job, I felt. It was early Jeff Bridges who was nominated for his performance here for Best Supporting Actor, that he didn't win, but he was nominated. I think Sybil Shepherd's really solid in this, and this is her first sort of film, and she really sort of comes alive on screen. There's a real old school Hollywood actress about her, the way she looks. She sort of reminds me a bit of actresses such as Gloria Graham and Grace Kelly. There's a real beauty to her, and she really shines, and the camera really loves her and captures the essence, I think, of her. And it's been reported that Peter and Sybil had an affair, and I can really see why he'd be drawn to her by the way she looks on screen. And I think she's really solid in this. She plays a character as a bit of a vixen. In noir terms, she would be a femme fatale sort of character, manipulating people around her, a lot of the men, and trying to get her own way in particular things and do what she wants to do no matter the cost. Ellen Burstyn's really good in it. It's a role I hadn't seen her play before, and she's really great here. She's sort of younger and a little nearly unrecognisable in her youth, and what she's able to convey within this film is quite extraordinary. She plays Joycey, Sybil Shepherd's mother, and she's sort of very similar to her daughter, like mother, like daughter, and it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic between these two actresses. One a seasoned professional and the other one a young newcomer to the film world. Cloris Leachman is really solid in it as well. I've never seen her be sort of young. I've only seen her as she's older in a lot of films. And she was nominated for a performance here, and she has one particular really fantastic scene in it that you can really tell why she was nominated and why she won the Oscar for her performance here. But I think really, to me, the standouts in this film are Ben Johnson, who won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, who's absolutely brilliant in this film. One of a lifetime sort of role for him, and he's so great. He's a Sam Peckinpah regular. He's done a variety of other films as well, and he's just really solid and fantastic in here, and he has some really great and powerful scenes with the other actors. And he just embodies the character he's playing. You don't really see an actor playing a character, you just assume this guy's actually who he says he is. And I think him and Timothy Bottoms, no one really talks about Timothy Bottoms. He wasn't nominated for anything, but he's the character we see the world through. He's the first character we meet, and we follow him as he navigates himself through this world. And I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He was able to convey so much emotion without saying a lot. And it's a very subtle performance in a lot of ways. He wears a lot of the emotion on his face and the situations he finds himself in. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He reminded me of a young Mickey Rourke. Not as intense, but in the way he looked and the way he acted. I thought he was really, really great. And I was surprised he wasn't more acknowledged in this film than he actually was. So those two performances are really what makes this film stand out. I would say this film's solid. It's not brilliant, but it's a very solid film. What carries you through is the acting and the writing. It's absolutely brilliantly written, and the scenes are fantastically acted out. It's the first real film I've seen where each character and each actor get their moment. They have a particular scene where they get to shine. And it's very rare that you see this in films these days. There's usually just one character that shines in an ensemble piece, and one or two characters get the moments to shine, but this is like the whole cast, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I've never quite seen that before. It's beautifully shot. The black and white adds a great element to it, and it really puts you in that town and in that place in that period. You really feel you're part of that. And it's like it's a fly on the wall look at this particular town, this particular world, and what was happening in the 1950s for teenagers and the world itself. This film is in the 1001 movies you must watch before you die, and I think it deserves to be in there. It's definitely a film to watch, and it's a very interesting film, just mainly for the acting, but also the storylines, very simple in its storytelling ability and what the story is actually conveying. And I enjoyed myself here and was entertained by what I did see. There's sadness to it and heartbreaking moments, but there's also humour and a real profound humanness to the film. And I really like that aspect to it. Final verdict. Look, if you like sort of classic cinema, if you're a fan of Peter Bogdanovich's films, you might enjoy this. If you like any number of the actors in it, if you just want to see a really solid film with really great acting, beautifully shot, and with some interesting characters, you might get a lot out of this. I don't know if this film's going to be for everyone, but definitely film lovers out there, I think this is one I recommend to watch, as it really encapsulates the 70s filmmaking, and it really looks at the importance of acting and what can be contributed by acting to a particular story. I'm going to give The Last Picture Show 4 out of 5. I thought it was solid and an interesting film, well directed, well acted, and well written, and is deserving of its Oscar nominations, and I was really impressed with what I did see. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit subscribe down the bottom. Otherwise, until next time, enjoy the movies.